concerning Dolores Catania. First, something pretty serious about her health. She was hospitalized. And then she actually felt pain, she said, from the middle of her chest down to her shoulder. You're a walking stroke. You can have a stroke.
It's a serious condition. The rumors swirling about who might be back.
And second, some pretty wild details about a finale party she threw.
Yeah.
She revealed she spent $30,000 on it.
Almost none of it made the final cut. So what's going on with Sutton Stracke? It seems her assistant, Avi Gabay, he's no longer working for her.
The explanation felt, well, a bit thin.
And then she even said she wasn't sure if it was mutual.
Maybe trying to downplay it.
Next update we have about Lewber.
Sheena told Ali she was just manipulated by Lisa.
Okay, Jacqueline Laurita, she's had some work done.
Facelift and neck lift.
Michelle Saniei.
She explained why we didn't see her with her daughter Isabella much in season 2. She also touched on her divorce from Jesse Lally.
Larsa Pippen and her boyfriend making a big announcement.
She apparently just stayed silent and smiled.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 15 casting news.
Reports are saying contracts are out.
The one that hinted at shocking changes.
Main housewife getting fired, a friend being cut, someone else downgraded. Okay, so let's jump right in. We're talking about some news concerning Dolores Catania from Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Right. There are kind of two big things that came out recently.
Yeah, exactly. First, something pretty serious about her health. She was hospitalized. And second, some pretty wild details about a finale party she threw that barely got shown. So let's start with a health scare. Dolores mentioned on a podcast that she ended up in the hospital.
Yeah, she talked about having heart palpitations.
Described them as like a flutter or a butterfly feeling.
Right, and apparently they started happening more often, which is, concerning.
And then she actually felt pain, she said, from the middle of her chest down to her shoulder while she was driving.
Wow, that's scary.
Really scary. So she saw a cardiologist and got diagnosed with atrial fibrillation.
AFib.
AFib, yeah. She explained it pretty starkly, said, you're a walking stroke. You can have a stroke. Because AFib means your heart isn't beating regularly, and that irregularity, well, it can cause clots.
Exactly. The upper chambers beat chaotically, don't pump blood effectively, hence the stroke risk. It's a serious condition.
So she had a procedure done, an ablation. Her description was pretty direct, too. She said they went through my groin and into my heart.
Yeah, that's the standard way they access the heart for catheter ablation. It sounds dramatic, but it's common.
And then she said they shock your heart and cauterize it, basically fixing the faulty electrical signals.
Right. Creating tiny scars to block those bad signals. It's designed to restore a normal rhythm.
The main thing she stressed, though, was advice for listeners. If you feel those flutters, get checked out. Don't ignore it.
Absolutely. Sound advice. Listen to your body.
And this all comes amid, the news about RHONJ being put on pause by Bravo.
Right. The rumors swirling about who might be back. They're saying maybe only Dolores, Teresa, and Melissa.
Yeah, potentially a very different cast dynamic if that happens.
Could be interesting. But shifting gears now to that party.
Okay, yeah, the finale party she hosted.
Yeah.
She revealed she spent, get this, $30,000 on it.
$30,000. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. She went all out, hired actors.
Actors? For what?
I guess just atmosphere, ambience, and she had special whiskey. Flew people in from Ireland.
From Ireland. Wow.
Got Irish flowers. Even turned her garage into a casino.
A whole casino.
Yeah, and get this, they had custom coins made with their faces on them.
No way. Seriously. And after all that, 30 grand, actors, casino, Irish imports, almost none of it made the final cut.
And she basically said the episode just focused on one big fight.
Well, that's reality TV editing, I suppose. Choosing the drama over the elaborate party details.
Right. And then she contrasted it. She mentioned seeing an episode of The Valley that took place at Dave & Buster's with just beer.
Okay. Like a chain restaurant arcade place.
Yeah. And she was clearly, let's say, frustrated by the difference. She apparently said something like, get the F out of here, and we're canceled. Implying her huge effort got ignored while simpler stuff gets airtime and her show's future is uncertain.
I can see why she'd feel that way, spending $30K on something that just disappears while another show films at Dave & Buster's. It highlights the contrast.
On one hand, Dolores is dealing with a really significant health issue, AFib, which she handled proactively. Good for her.
Definitely. Health first.
And on the other hand, you get this peek behind the curtain at the sheer scale of production, or at least spending, that can go into these shows.
And how little of it might actually end up on screen, depending on the storyline they want to push. Usually the conflict.
Exactly.
If you're enjoying these deep dives into the world of reality TV, make sure you subscribe to Realty TV and hit the bell icon if you don't want to miss out on future updates.
Yeah, definitely do that.
So what's going on with Sutton Stracke? It seems her assistant, Avi Gabay, well, he's no longer working for her.
Mm-hmm. This came out when Sutton was on Jeff Lewis's radio show. Just Tuesday, actually.
And the way she put it was interesting, very careful.
Right. She said, Avi is no longer working with me, but then immediately added, they're still friends. He's like family.
Yeah, which kind of makes you wonder what's really behind it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The explanation felt, a bit thin. Just that things evolved and she's been traveling a lot.
It's vague, right. So did she fire him? Did he quit?
Exactly. When Jeff Lewis asked, Sutton just said, we parted ways.
And then she even said she wasn't sure if it was mutual, suggested asking Avi himself.
Which is telling. It feels like there's probably more to the story there. She also made a point of saying he was always an independent contractor, maybe trying to downplay it.
Could be, especially when you remember that Instagram post from January last year.
Oh, right. With Avi and Garcelle Beauvais, who she's now estranged from.
And the caption was something like, she couldn't imagine life without them.
Yeah, that's a pretty stark contrast to we parted ways and ask him.
Shows how quickly things can change, I guess.
And the fans are definitely talking about it. Someone pointed out Avi changed his Instagram bio.
What does it say before?
You used to specify executive property manager for Real Housewife of Beverly Hills Sutton Stracke.
And now?
Now it's just executive property manager. Took her name right out.
Wow. Okay. And the fan comments.
Oh, they're going in. Lots of accusations flying around about Sutton, treating him badly.
Like what?
Things like she treated him terribly, he suffered enough, calling her rude.
And Lisa Vanderpump.
Yes, specifically about a call she got from Lisa after the breakup with James.
And she wasn't thrilled with it.
Not really. Allie described the call as tone deaf.
Why?
Apparently, Lisa called after James's domestic violence arrest, sort of hoping they'd get back together. Allie felt like Lisa was implying, he needs you.
Oof. Yeah, I can see how that might land badly.
Right. And supposedly, Scheana Shay backed Allie up on this.
What does Scheana say?
Well, the report is Scheana told Allie she was just manipulated by Lisa and that the call was not okay at all.
Interesting. So Allie felt validated by Scheana.
Seems like it.
So what's the situation between Allie and James now?
Well, she's definitely creating space. She unfollowed him on social media.
Okay.
And they have, zero contact right now. Allie said it just wasn't helpful for either of us.
Seems pretty healthy, actually. Setting boundaries.
Yeah, very mature way to handle it, especially with the public watching.
What about his career? He's DJing again. How does she feel about that?
Surprisingly positive, it seems. She reacted well to him getting his DJ career back on track.
Even with the past accusations from Kristen Doute and Rachel Leviss.
Apparently so. It seems like she's able to separate the personal stuff from his professional life. She also mentioned feeling like they just wanted different things fundamentally. She's more career-focused right now.
And she connected with someone else over the breakup experience.
Yeah, with Paige DeSorbo from Summer House. She called Paige her breakup twin.
Huh. Finding solidarity there.
Exactly. Shared experiences, especially public ones, can really bond people.
How are her relationships with the other Pump Rules people?
Mostly good, it sounds like. Especially close with Scheana and Ariana Madix.
Okay. And she had thoughts on the show itself.
She did. She actually agreed with Katie Maloney that the reboot feels a bit cheap.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, she felt Bravo maybe should have just started fresh with a totally new show instead of rebooting Pump Rules.
That's a bold take from a former cast member.
It is. Shows there's maybe some discontent there. Also, a little twist, she got a nice message from Kristen Doute.
Really, after all the James history?
Yep, a nice supportive message. And Allie said she's open to being friends with Kristen.
Wow. Okay, tables turn fast in that world.
They certainly do. For now, Allie's just enjoying watching The Valley as a fan. No immediate plans to jump back into reality TV herself.
Makes sense. And getting podcast advice from Scheana.
Yeah. And she has a dream guest list. Dick Van Dyke, Ariana Grande, and Taylor Swift. So she's aiming high.
Definitely eclectic. Okay. Next update we have about Jacqueline Laurita. She's had some work done.
She has. She and Lynne Curtin from OC Housewives actually went together.
Oh, really? What did they get done?
Facelift and neck lift, plus CO2 laser treatments. They did it down in Southern California.
Wow, doing it together, like surgery buddies.
Kinda, yeah. Jacqueline posted quite a bit about it on Instagram around Cinco de Mayo.
What did she share?
Details about the 5-hour surgery in Newport Beach. Mentioned the head bandage, breathing tubes, all that. Said she felt great at first, couldn't feel a thing.
And Lynne was there too.
Recovering nearby, yeah. Jacqueline said she wanted to show the reality of the healing process. Then she posted a photo the next day with Lynne at her house. Talked about the swelling from the CO2 laser.
Which other housewives have had, right? Tamara. Margaret Josephs.
Exactly. But the really surprising part, both Jacqueline and Lynne said they weren't in any pain and hadn't needed pain meds.
After a facelift and neck lift? Seriously.
That's what they claimed. Seems pretty remarkable.
Yeah, really remarkable. Okay, next update we have about Michelle Saniei from the Valley. Something about filming restrictions.
Yeah, she explained why we didn't see her with her daughter Isabella much in season 2.
Why was that?
Apparently she was living in an apartment at the time, and due to filming rules or logistics, they couldn't shoot there.
Oh, so we missed seeing her whole mom dynamic because of her housing situation.
Pretty much. Even though she has Isabella 50% of the time, it shows how practical things can really shape the story you see on screen.
Has that changed now?
Yes. She's actually moved in with her boyfriend, Aaron Nosler.
Okay.
And she made a point of saying her daughter Isabella was part of making that decision.
That's good. Maybe we'll see more of that side of her life now.
Hopefully. She also touched on her divorce from Jesse Lally.
What did she say about that?
Just kind of hinted there's more to the story. Said Jesse pretends to be a certain way and that people don't know what really happened behind closed doors.
You don't know the half of it line.
Basically, yeah. She also mentioned bonding with Brittany Cartwright over their shared divorce experiences.
Finding support there. That makes sense.
Having someone who gets it must be helpful.
Okay. Next update we have about Larsa Pippen and her boyfriend making a big announcement.
Yeah, her boyfriend Jeff Coby. Things seem to be moving fast, or at least he says they are.
What did he say? They only went public in April, right?
Made their red carpet debut for the Accountant 2 premiere.
So what's the announcement?
Well, TMZ caught them. And Jeff just flat out said, we're getting married in November 2025.
Whoa. Seriously? November 2025?
That's what he said. He repeated it too.
Yeah.
Said it's going to be a beautiful marriage. Insisted they are really getting married.
And Larsa, what was her reaction?
That's the kicker. She apparently just stayed silent and smiled. Didn't confirm or deny. Remember all the talk about marrying Marcus Jordan that never happened?
Exactly. So her silence here speaks volumes, maybe. We should probably take this with a grain of salt until Larsa says something herself.
Agreed. Definitely a situation to watch, though.
For sure. Okay, lastly, next update we have about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 15 casting news.
Seems like it. Reports are saying contracts are out.
And who's supposedly in? Is Kyle Richards coming back?
Looks like it. And apparently, producers gave her a big incentive to return, meaning they want her to step it up and show more of her personal life, the dating after Mauricio, the Morgan Wade stuff, all of it.
Okay, makes sense from a storyline perspective. Who else is back?
The reports say Dorit Kemsley, Sutton Stracke, Erica Jane, and the newcomer from last season, Bozoma Boz St. John, are all returning full-time.
So the core group is mostly staying the same.
Pretty much. But they also say to expect 1 to 2 new names.
Replacements for Garcelle Beauvais, presumably.
That seems to be the idea, yeah. Need to fill that gap.
What about the friends? Kathy Hilton or Jennifer Tilly?
The report didn't mention them, so their status is still up in the air. Could be back as friends, could be gone. We don't know yet.
This is a bit different from that earlier report, wasn't it? The one that hinted at shocking changes.
It is. That report suggested a main housewife getting fired, a friend being cut, someone else downgraded.
So maybe things weren't as dramatic as first rumored, or maybe some details are still being ironed out?
Could be either. Casting can be fluid right up until filming starts.
Any word on when season 15 begins shooting?
Nope, no official start date announced yet. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay, so quite a bit of movement and speculation across the Bravoverse today.
Definitely keeps things interesting.
If you're enjoying these deep dives into the world of reality TV, make sure you subscribe to Realty TV and hit the bell icon if you don't want to miss out on future updates.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Thank you for watching this video. See you tomorrow.